Hey beautiful babes, and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry if you can hear background noise. My neighbors are out and they're doing things and I don't want to close the window because it's so hot in my house. It's so nice outside, so sorry for the background noise. Today we're going to be doing a Missing Mondays. So basically we're going to be talking about a missing persons case that has not yet been solved. And this is actually a case I'm surprised didn't get more news in the media, like when it happened or even today, because it's actually on a child actor. We're going to be talking about Joseph Pichler, or Pichler. I've seen it both ways, don't know how to pronounce it, so we're going to go with Pichler. And he went missing in January of 2006. And if you don't know who he is, you might know him as like the kid in Beethoven. Joseph Pichler, who actually just went by Joe, was born February 14th in 1987 in Bremerton, Washington. His family life was pretty standard. It just consisted of his mom, Kathy, his dad, James, his sister, Samantha, and his little brother, Matthew, but Matthew actually goes by AJ. In 1993, when Joe was just 6 years old, the family would actually move to Los Angeles, California, where Joe would start his career as a child actor. He starred in movies and TV shows from the late 90s to the early 2000s, and some examples of the things he starred in are Shiloh, Varsity Blues, and Children on Their Birthdays. But he was arguably most recognized by his work in the third and fourth movies in the Beethoven series. In 2003, Joe's mom actually convinced him to move back to Washington in their little hometown so he could finish school like a normal kid and have a normal schooling career and graduation and diploma and like experience things, you know. She wanted him to be able to experience things that other kids get to experience, like homecoming, prom, football games, you know, just like the everyday public high school experience. Joe was actually really not happy about this decision. He wanted to stay in LA. He saw his acting career going places. He loved it and he just really wanted to book more roles. Nevertheless, he went back to his hometown to finish his schooling, and it took him a little while to adjust back to normal, you know, school life. He was in Los Angeles, he was becoming this big child actor, and now he was back in his hometown. So it took him a little while, but eventually he got settled in and went right back to a normal routine. So Joe graduated high school in 2005, and during his 2 years living back in his hometown, he finished school. He actually was able to get his own house with the money that he got when he turned 18 from the movies and shows he did as a kid. I have also seen conflicting reports that during this time he was experimenting with a lot of alcohol and drugs, but none of that has been confirmed, and his family denies all those claims. His family also stated that he was excited to be moving back to LA soon. He had graduated high school and he was working at a tech store as like the phone person, and he was just waiting actually to get his top braces taken off. He already had the bottom braces off, and he just felt like if he waited he would be able to book more roles for, you know, his age and stuff, since he wouldn't have the braces on anymore. So he was waiting for that, and they were actually set to come off 2 months after he disappeared. Now I'm going to walk you through the day, but kind of the month that he went missing. It was kind of a long, spread out thing. The police in this investigation were just not on it at all, and really just didn't help very much. As I explain this to you, you'll kind of realize that the police kind of made up their minds on what happened with really no hard, solid proof. On January 5th, 2006, the last outgoing phone call from Joe Pichler's phone was made between 4 and 4:30 in the morning to one of his friends that they have not disclosed the name of this friend. But the friend said that he seemed fine. They were just talking. This friend was with him earlier in the night / the night before, kind of, you know, and he said that he seemed fine. He was happy. It seemed normal. Joe was last seen playing cards with some friends who said that he was in good spirits and nothing was off about his demeanor, and that he was just a very happy guy, that he just seemed perfectly normal and nothing out of the ordinary. We don't know for sure what he was wearing when he went missing, but we do know that he was more than likely wearing a watch, a white metal Nixon, the Rotolog real wood watch on his left wrist. This was a watch that he apparently wore all the time. Seriously? And he also had a tattoo, a red tattoo of the Star Wars emblem on his right forearm. Also, I forgot to say that him playing cards with his friends was on January 6th. The last time he was seen was on January 6th. 4 days later, on January 10th, his 2005 Toyota Corolla in silver was found. It was found near a restaurant at the intersection of Wheaton Way and Sheridan Road. On that same day, his family officially filed a missing persons report. All of his belongings were accounted for as being left behind by him except for his car keys and his wallet. And Joe's mom actually said that the police sifted through his car pretty quickly and decided they couldn't find anything and gave the car back to the family, but they didn't swab for any DNA, didn't look for fingerprints, they just kind of looked at what was in there and gave it back. So that's not really great. They could have found DNA or evidence or something, because his sister also said that when the car was found there was a black glove nearby, but nobody really did anything with the black glove either, which could have been some evidence. It could have not been, but it also could have been. Next up was to search his apartment, and when they got there, his apartment was unlocked and all the lights were on, which was apparently very odd for him, that he always turned off lights and he always locked his apartment. While looking through his apartment, they also found poems written by him that were kind of alarming and said things that he wished he could have been a stronger brother for his little brother, and that it just kind of leaned towards the assumption that he was depressed. In his poems and in his notes, he also said that if something were to happen to him, he wants all of his belongings to go to his little brother. From the writings, the police assumed that he committed suicide, which seems possible. They have these notes that just so clearly you see someone who seems like he was in distress, and so they just kind of figured that maybe he committed suicide. And a half a mile from where his car was parked was actually a bridge. It was in the Port Madison Narrows of Washington State, and they took cadaver dogs out there, but the cadaver dogs actually didn't find anything that could have said that he was there at all. So that's all the evidence, if you can even call it that we have for this case. The police really didn't do anything. The family's trying, but there's only so much that a family can do without police help. Now we're gonna get on to the theories. There's actually 2 theories out there that aren't even really theories, because we just don't know what happened. He just vanished with no trace. But the theory that the police have is what I just said, that he committed suicide off that bridge. And then there's a theory that the family has that he's just a missing person that needs to be found, and they just think that there's no way he could have committed suicide, and that it's just is not him. It wouldn't have been him, and that he is out there somewhere and needs help. Okay everyone, so that's it for this missing persons video. It's so frustrating because there's nothing at all to go off of. There's no leads or anything, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Did you even know that he was missing? I had no clue until I watched a most amazing top 10 video recently, and I texted my sister, my friends, and my cousins, and literally none of us had heard of him going missing. And this is 14 years now. This was in January 2006, and we're now in March of 2020. Let me know what you guys thought of this video, and if you want to see more true crime stuff on here on my channel, hit the like button so that I know that you guys like it, and hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my videos. And I'll see you babes next week. Bye!